Welcome everybody, this is Unstoppable Streletsy with the Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition 2 vs 2. Now today we're going to be seeing a France and India fighting against the Hauds and the Chinese. This should be a pretty interesting 2 vs 2 to say the least. Two very interesting civ combinations for a team. Before we get started, let's look at the mappy really quickly. So, you know, you always got your animals, your mines. What else do we care about for this? So I've done this map a lot in team games. If you are closer to the trade route here, it really is beneficial to you to take advantage of it. Honestly, if you're not close to the trade route, I definitely suggest you get some of these nice Sudanese natives, since they're pretty strong against different things with their hack damage at range. But anyways, let's get started. Let's see what these two teams have for us today. Alright, so on one side here you obviously got the French with Shaba. French, you know, they're pretty all around civ, you know. They're not particularly strong at anything, and they're also not particularly weak at anything. They could go for a multitude of different things, but in particular, they love to FF all the time, or like to do some serious hardcore rushes with their extra resources, thanks to their courrier de bois, which gather a lot of resources pretty easily. Likewise, you got the Indians on their team with Shaman. You know, Shaman in the past has done really well with the Indians. He loves to go with a lot of sepoys at times, other times he'll go for their elephants. So, I think he'll be a very good contribution for his ally here. On the other team, we got the Hauds. Very aggressive civilization. They're great at just rushing in with their forward war huts and spamming out lots of Vienna archers or tomahawks. Next to them, they have an ally of the Chinese with Kim Kitsuragi. This is also a very aggressive civilization. You could potentially expect a War Academy, War Hut rush maybe from them, potentially. Unless China really wants to go for that naked FF, in which case maybe the Hauds can stall for them a bit to let them do that easier, and then China comes in later with some spicy Age 3 cards. Sounds like a plan to me, but let's look at the decks real quick, see what kind of decks they're going to use and how we can predict their strategy. So, for the Hauds, we see sawmills, exotic hardwoods, furrier. This is actually a lot of economic cards here. Wow. We still see some Kanya horsemen though. What's interesting to me is the healers. I don't often see healers in Haud decks. This might be a unique build for him, so we'll have to see how good these healers really are at healing up his army as they're engaging in constant battles going forward. Let's look at the Chinese deck. So China, Northern Refugees. We do not see the early Consulate card in Age 1 though, so we won't be seeing a lot of Blockhouse build probably. But what we do see is, we do see a fair amount of spicy unit cards for both Age 2 and Age 3. And even a couple for Age 4 as well, so it's really to be seen whether they go H2, 3, or 4. Oh, and they also picked up some wood. Nice. Shaman got some coin. And French got some XP. Everybody's getting everything. Wait a second. So, it looks like the Hauds have already reached H2 with the messenger. Quite a good idea for this team. Well, wait a second. What is he going for exactly? He's going for a trading post, it looks like, with this traveler. And he's also building a community plaza. We also see China aging up now as well. Let's see what the other team is doing, since we haven't looked at them in a while. Looks like French quartermaster, standard age of politician for most. Economic theory, that'll boost up their gather rate. Looks like he has previously got his courier to blow out, so this is card number 2 for them. As far as the rest of their deck is concerned, they obviously have some FF friendly cards. They certainly got a lot of resource crates to help them get there as well, which is great. How about India? Last deck we haven't seen yet. So this is pretty generic India deck, I would say. A lot of the stuff I would include in mine. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I do find these native cards to be interesting though. You don't usually use those unless it's like treaty. He's going for a Agra Fort. Where's the Agra Fort going? Right at about the midpoint, so this is definitely more aggressive than defensive. Where to put it on top of this mine over here. It's not really close enough to get any hunts though, unfortunately. Now, what I really want to see is what's the Hauds and the Chinese going to do. What's their game plan? We do see them going for the Travad dance at the community plaza though. So maybe this is a sign that he's going for forward basing a bit. We already see the Chinese village down there though, so he'll be able to receive his shipments directly onto the battlefield here. It's also neat that he was able to capture some of these colonial swashbuckler treasure guardians. This will help keep the India and France team distracted a bit until he can get his war hut up. Oh, so they are going aggressive. Interesting. Looks like Hauds are going to be going with the Anna archers to start with. How about the Chinese? So Chinese are going to be going for the Old Han armies. Combination of Chuko Nu as well as the Quang pikemen. Pike and shot. Chinese already got their step riders out from the home city. These will be great at taking down this trading post really quickly, and then they'll be able to go on to some raiding. Oh, here comes the Old Han army here to try to push back the sepoys. Not a lot to work with though right now, so he's going to have to pull back and let these Chukonus group up a bit. But seriously, you need to get your step riders here like pronto. You need to be able to protect your archers, because if you don't have at least some sort of melee unit protecting them, you're not going to do too well. Unfortunately, he's throwing them right in front of the sepoys though, so they're going to get sliced up by those things. Not the best situation to put yourself in. I think now they might actually be alright. As long as the well, wait a second, we see Hussar Group number 2 here. This might actually cost them the attack. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for these Hussars, I think they'd be doing great, but obviously it forces China to have to manage their Quang pikemen a lot better. Which, luckily, he still has some. Oh, nice, nice, nice. You're using the Quang pikemen to deal with that large army of hand cavalry. Now I feel like if you're the Hauds and you're the Chinese team, now you seem to be doing a lot better on your forward attack. They were able to survive that initial pressure from the Agra Fort over here. And now they have to think, what are we going to do next? Are we going to move towards their base and hit them up there? Or are we going to deal with the big immediate threat down here? To me, if I was in this situation, I would be thinking, you know, we really need to get rid of this forward base, man. This has the potential to really hurt us if we don't get rid of it. But at the same time, they've also obviously really fortified it, because what you see here, you see about 3 war huts. That's insane, man. That's insane. What's really insane, though, is the fact that French are going to get really good raiding up here. Nah, that was really, really smart on your part, because you knew, hey, they're all busy down here trying to attack me, so why don't I kill some of their villagers too while they're distracted? Which is really a good point. I'm curious what India's going to do. because I haven't really watched them too much. Right now they just seem to be going sepoys, as well as Team Flail Elephants. I used to use that card a lot, not anymore. I used to always like the fact that they also had a bit of an anti-infantry aspect to their attack in melee with the multipliers. I'm thinking he's probably going to try to fling those at the archers, if possible. I don't know right now, though. It seems like India's really getting swarmed here. Yeah, that's not really good. Not great if you're India right now. Hussars, though, yeah, Hussars, you really need to get over here and you really need to charge in. Don't even hesitate. Show no mercy. Get those archers. Get those archers like right now. It doesn't matter if he has playing pikemen or not. You need to get on those archers like right now. And just deal with that numbers problem that you're dealing with in your base. At least get him off that Indian town center so he can produce stuff normally again, because see, he's already got like 4 Vils and TC trying to shoot these things down that aren't working. Oh, wait a second here. Did he just use the Flail Elephants to go for the forward base? Now that's even smarter than what I was thinking of. That is really 100,000 IQ smart right there. Have them all cooped up at your town center over here. But then I'm saying, you know what? Let's take the 4 Flail Elephants between us and let's bash apart their forward base. That is going to give them a lot of time to rebuild. It's going to give them a lot of time to build. Especially since the fact that these Hussars are just killing it right now. Look at this. These Hussars are doing everything they should. They cut through the archers and then they cut through the Quang pikemen since they're literally like paper. You need a lot of those Quang pikemen to deal with a tanky unit like the Hussar. A whole lot of them. Little groups of 6 here and there isn't going to cut it for you. It's not like they're Hauds or anything. And now what you see here is literally a tattered forward base here. All China can hope to do is just keep trying to pop stuff out of his war academy here to stall him a bit. But other than that, I mean, good job France and India for surviving that pressure. You've dealt with the most immediate threat to you right now, that forward base. And to boot, you still have your barracks and your aggro fort right here, so you haven't lost any map control whatsoever. Good job. Great job, actually. And now you can focus, on things like professional hunters, which will help your food gathering rate if you're India. And what's France going to do? France still doing Hussars, which I think is totally fine, because Hussars basically saved his ally at home while the Flail Elephants were doing their ninja work at the forward base. I would probably go for the coin next if I'm France, you know. You could totally try to go for a fortress age now, I think. And get these up to veteran Hussars. And does he have, yep, he has cavalry combat, yeah. That would totally be a good, sick combination, I think. Get both veteran Hussar and the cavalry combat. So now this large Hussar build you're doing is going to work really well. Because they'll be even more tanky and they will dish out even more damage. Both for raiding against his light infantry units. Oh, nice. You're getting to do a bit of multitasking work. Working your way through the Hauds a bit. That's nice, yeah. He actually got a few sweet kills in there too. This is really good for you. So, what now? We see India going back for that trading post again. Yeah. They really like that thing, don't they? Yeah. And, yep, he's building the train post down there, too. Nice thinking, if you're India. You definitely do well with having more shipments available, especially when it comes, again, those elephants out in Age 3. Looks like France took my advice and they're going for Fortress Age now with the Exiled Prince. They want to make it nice and speedy. China is also going up the Fortress Age with the Confucian Academy. So he's thinking more militarily. Again, those immediate arquebusiers, and then being able to send out flying crow after flying crow out of that Confucian Academy. Who else is aging up right now? Are the Hauds aging up just yet? No. Doesn't look like... Oh, they're already up. Yeah, I just looked at the side there. They're actually getting musket riders right now. They're so traumatized by what those Hussars did to violate them so badly that they're going with the musket riders now to try to shoot those off. And honestly, when you're dealing with like a flimsy pikeman, you have like the Quang as an ally. You really do need something solid like the musket riders just to deal with the cavalry threat. He has a fair amount of them though, so one thing you definitely need to be careful of is dealing with skirmishers, right? Like if India decided to go to Gurks as well as France with their skirms, they could totally blow those musket riders out of the water. Just make sure you're getting something for the anti-infantry. Yeah, see, we already see a couple Gurks from the Indians already. India is apparently the only one that hasn't done anything to go at capital age yet. They're just focusing on getting lots of skirmishers, lots of Gurkhas. Because they know that's going to be the best bet to dealing with those musket riders. They need to be able to deal with those things if you want these Hussars to succeed. If you don't get anything to deal with the musket riders, the Hussars obviously get wiped out and all those resources go into nothing, send you back a whole lot. Whoa, we see a fight here, China's getting directly hit by these Indian infantry. Now the Hussars are getting involved. Now we see the musket riders trying to pull off a decent defense for themselves as well as their ally. But let me tell you, it looks like there's just too many Hussars here. He's doing the best he can to kite off these hand cavalry, but... Oh, no, don't do that, that's bad. You do not put them against the sepoys, because the sepoys will do multiplier damage with their swords against those, because they're mounted. Don't do that. Yeah, now you're in serious trouble, I would say, because now you're the ones facing serious pressure. You better hope that, China can pull off some spicy shipments to save you now. Because I think it's going to be up to China to get you out of this pickle. And what is Haud's even doing? You know what they should be doing now is they should be moving on to the emergency unit dance against some of those emergency archers. That would at least aid him a bit in protecting the base, I would say, or at least get it onto the attack dance so these infantry and cavalry of his are doing as much damage as they possibly can here, because he really needs it right now. Still has some musket riders though to deal with those SARs, which is great. And what's China going to do to deal with this? So he's still going actually with the old Han armies, it looks like. No move towards the standard armies, or it's not the standard army, the territorial army just yet. He is getting the repelling volley though. This is actually a really good card for him to use, because what it's going to do is it's going to give both his Chukonu and his arquebusiers basically a counter infantry rifling, an extra multiplier against the heavy infantry. It will basically make the sepoys a lot more useless in the upcoming fights. Which at this point, nah. Because it seems like they've wisened up and went for full skirmisher here. It's really going to be a game of Hussar and skirmisher versus, skirmisher and dragoon. Yeah. I mean, at this rate, but the Hussars really, okay, so Hussars are plowing in here. They're going to park on top of this and try to slice their way through with their sabers. Honestly, not bad if you're the Hussars, because you actually cut through the main defense of the musket riders here, and you force the musket riders to retreat a bit and fall back on numbers. Yeah. So they're going to go for another push now, it looks like. cleaning up on aisle 5 here for these remaining force prowlers. Oh, you gotta change this building spawn right here. You just lost 2 of those musket riders for free, man. You gotta watch those things. You gotta watch those things, man. Don't want to be giving them free resources. You're blowly feeding them. It's not good. Well, we finally see a flying crow coming out for the Chinese, though. That'll definitely help them out. They really need that. Now, you need to make sure you protect this thing with your life. Treat it like your lightsaber. The thing is really your life, man. You gotta get it right here, right in this formation of the skirmishers, while also keeping it from getting destroyed. Watch up here. Watch up here. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose this flying crow. Can you protect it? Can you at least stall? Yeah, at least try to stall him a bit, right? Oh, no. Ceasefire. Yeah, peace on Earth. I don't know who that benefits more, the Hauds or the French and India team, honestly. Let's see what they're even doing. I mean, I haven't... Oh, cuirassiers. That's really nasty. You thought that the Hussars were scary. Just wait till the cuirassiers come out. You're gonna wish that you weren't in this game once you see the cuirassiers becoming a serious unit here. Lots of splash, as well as lots of HP and damage. It's like getting a 2-for-1 deal on the Hussars. Oh, well, I think you need just a little bit of a bigger mass of them, though, because right now, what it seems like is happening is there's just so many musket riders that they can literally one-target down those cuirassiers, denying them a lot of their potential. We do see a bit of a wall build in front of this barracks, though, just to make it harder for this Chinese and Haud team to attack its skirmishers, because they obviously have to deal with this distracting wall here that prevents them from going all in on them. It's kind of surprising that they still had a flail elephant that long. Yeah, I would have expected them to use it somewhere around here a lot sooner. What we see up here is we see an external war hut just to control this hunt here. Can France actually get this war hut down? They should be able to deny the Hauds an additional hunt, which would make it really hard for them to keep up with the musket rider game. What you're really lacking right now is a cohesive strategy to deal with the veteran disciplined Gurkhas. These things are really tough, and they're very massable at this stage in the game, so as China and Hauds, you really need to think of a way to deal with this. Probably the way to go would probably be mass Kanya horsemen, probably. You could go with flamethrowers, potentially. But then again, this wall can be used to deny them a bit since they have such a short range. Right now, this war hut stands, so the Hauds are able to clean up the rest of this hunt, potentially. That would be really good for them if they could. Yeah, so he did listen to me a bit. I did see some Kanyas in there. But man, you need to get a lot more of these. 10 of them, not quite enough. Not quite enough. You need to like back off, man, and just get some numbers up. 10 of them is just not going to do it. You might get some kills, but you're not going to force them back. Because obviously he still has a few sepoys left. Yeah, this is... Wait a second. Now it seems like the Kanyas are actually doing their job here. They are actually getting the casualties in they need to make a significant gain here. Until, of course, the sepoys show up behind them. Yeah, and dragoons even, so... Yep, a lot of back and forth here. This is what we like, right? This is the type of warfare we want to see. Back and forth, back and forth. Ping pong, that type of stuff. We don't want to see somebody getting being on and just saying, I throw my hands up in the air like I don't care and just get out. Like, we want to see people that can, you know, go sword to sword with each other. Ah, you pointed to this area. very interesting. He wants his ally to know this is where the action is going to be. We gotta get rid of these war huts. Not only to get rid of a forward-based threat to our dominion over here, but to deny these hunts of the Hauds. Yeah, look at all these hunts that these war huts inevitably protect. Even this mine could be used by them. If we want to starve out the Hauds a bit and destroy that aggressive war machine they're known for, then you gotta get rid of the natural resources. Hauds are not an agricultural civ by any means. They gotta be mining, hunting, and wood chopping. If they can't do that, they lose the bread and butter that keeps their army together. Oh, wow. What a waste of a flying crow if you're China. What a waste. What a waste. What a serious waste. Forest prowlers from Hauds to protect these warheads. At the moment that seems to be the solution, since all you really see from the French and India team is mostly skirmishers and dragoons. See, I think the problem that the Haud and China team is having is they're just not going in with enough soldiers now. They're like throwing everything on the front lines without massing up stuff, you know, without grouping up a bit. I feel like if they could group up a bit, maybe get a lot of like infantry for both of them, maybe flamethrowers or even mantlets or something, just get a big number of something, you might be able to push these guys out, but you're not going in with a cohesive large army on both allies, so it's given France and India the edge since they're able to keep those large numbers of units together to give them their full potential. Counter-infantry rifling from the French. This will definitely make any sort of Chengdao or Quangs that the Chinese are doing relatively useless now. Still just kill them that much quicker with that extra multiplier. Yeah, I mean, at this point, China, you're better off just going behind your wall and getting your numbers up a bit. Same thing with Hauds. Why a farm all the way over here? What's up with this farm over here? Are you expecting to like get destroyed at your home base or something? That's kind of wacky. Why is that there? See, yeah, this is the problem with China, man. Their units are just really weak. And if they can't keep a large swarm of them, like an army of locusts, then they just get destroyed. But what's Haud's even going to do here to help them? They're going to try a large group of forest prowlers, it looks like. And see, yeah, maybe going full skirmisher might be able to deal with the dragoon and skirmisher combo they're doing. Siege elephants. I mean, oh wow, wow, wow. Look at that. Totally wasted. Totally wasted that siege elephant shipment. Brutal. Insane. French keeping up with their double town center queue of the Courrier de Bois. They'll reach the build limit in no time flat, I think. Also comfortable enough to get Royalmen. And also the first plantation upgrade. The estate upgrade, as it's called in this game. They can actually still ship 2 Falcons too, which is really nice. So they're really doing good at their card management. But what's Haud's even gonna do? Yeah, so they're just going see, the problem is French just add in some more of those nasty veteran hussars, so now Hauds are forced to get more of the musket riders to deal with those. Now China is basically in a position where no matter what they spawn, they're just going to get shot instantly by the invading armies. Basically rendering whatever you do kind of useless, honestly. Like, totally denied. Denied any defense. Yeah, man, if you're not training units, you gotta change the fertility dance to the attack dance. Because every statistical attack point matters right now. You really need to get as much damage as you can, because you obviously lack the numbers, so you need to make up for that in stats. Oh, GG from, what's that, Chinese? Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, you were basically completely shredded in your base, so there's not a lot you can do anymore. What is this? We actually saw the Indians go for the British consulate petards. A very nasty little trick you get. Very nice. I honestly don't know if I go with the petards from the British consulate that much. I totally should try to use that more, because petards, one of those more underrated units that can completely destroy somebody's base if you're not careful. Please resign for your people. I will. Yeah, salty Hauds. Salty Hauds. Salty Hauds. Oh, I mean, they must be salty after dealing with this nasty Gurkha mass here. Yeah. Yeah, GG everyone. That was a good game, you know. Lots of back and forth, so definitely both teams know how to fight, which is cool. Let's see how the post game looked. Resource-wise, I mean, it seems like, yeah, it does seem like the French and Indians were doing better in econ. How about in Mill? So, military, China again, lots and lots of units, but unfortunately they didn't get a lot of kills out of them. They got actually the least kills. Whereas somebody like the French got really good kills. Or the Indians got really good kills. Yeah, the most kills actually. So, yeah, it really comes down to army management when you decide to engage a lot of the time. Anyways, that'll be that. Hope to do some more of those 2 versus 2s for you in the future. Love covering all D3 games, whether it's 1v1, 2v2, or 3v3. So see you in the next one I do. Sign off now.